Hi, I'm Dorothy Godin, broker at 3 Max Crown Realty, and welcome to Thursday Thoughts. Welcome to June, and June is always a very, very busy month for the Sudbury real estate market. I know the last 2 weeks have been just frantic. It's just amazing. Our average sale price just in residential sales in the city of Greater Sudbury, just in the last 2 weeks, pushed just over 518,000. Excuse me. The average days on the market is 15, and the sale to list ratio in the last 2 weeks is 5% over list price. So we see that market coming back, into a little bit of the frenzy that we saw in the beginning of 2022. I will have the end of the month stats done probably by tomorrow. Today, I just wanted to touch base about investing in rentals. A lot of my clients like to get into the rental business, and I think that's one of my key things is when you get into rentals, it is a business, and you have to treat it like a business. You can't just buy a little duplex and think that it's going to take care of itself. You must treat your rentals as a business. So I grew up with rentals. My dad owned 3 buildings, and we were heavily involved with him. We were there often on the weekends with him, and I've learned many things from my dad about rentals. And of course, one of the key things is that it is a business, and you have to treat it as a business. I think you have to be very particular about what properties you buy for investing. I much prefer nothing smaller than a duplex. So single family homes are fine, but I think a duplex or more is a little bit better because then your cash flow is not so negatively affected if you have one tenant that moves out. So if you have a duplex and you have one unit that's empty, at least you have some money coming in. If you have just a single family home that you're renting and the tenant moves out, you could be vacant for a couple of months and then you literally have no income. So you do want to be careful where you buy and what you buy for sure. You do want to screen your tenants very, very carefully. Take your time. Check their employment, check their credit rating, check their references, and just do as much as you can to make sure that you're getting really good tenants. And then you want to cultivate your tenant landlord relationships. If you're good to your tenants, chances are your tenants will stay longer. You do want to know all your provincial laws, and you want to use the government lease forms that are mandatory now since the last couple of years anyways. You want to make sure that you have good knowledge of that. Now, these mandatory leases, you can add different things. You use their lease form, but you're not limited to what's in that lease. You can add other things too. So you want to make sure you do that. I think you have to be very, very careful with your insurance and know what you're covered for and what you're not covered for, and have your tenants check into insurance for their unit. It's very important, particularly if you have student rentals. A lot of people like student rentals because they're a really great cash flow, but you have to remember that if you have students on a 1-year lease, that unit may be empty for a month or 2 months while they go on their summer vacation. So you do want to make sure that you stipulate in your lease agreement that if tenants are away for, let's say, more than a week, they have to let you know and give you permission to come and check on the unit. The last thing you need is, a tenant's been gone for a month and there's a water problem in there. So you do want to make sure you have that talk with your tenants about, number one, if you're going to leave for an extended period of time, I need to know and I need to be able to go check the unit. And two, you really need to get your own tenant insurance. I think that you really have to be hands-on. I know that some people like to have property managers to look after their rentals. And I guess when you have a large number of rentals, that maybe is a must. But if you're just talking small town, like my dad, who had three buildings, you want to be hands-on. I think hands-on is the only way for you to secure what's happening. At one point, when my dad was a little bit older, he did hire a property manager, and this person came recommended by someone that I knew very, very well, and it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Within 5 months, Most of the tenants had left, none of the repairs were done, and there was no accountability. So I think you should be, especially if you're just starting, you want to be hands-on for sure. So I hope you find this helpful. Know what you're getting into before you start, and then make some good choices in terms of what kind of property you're renting out and what kind of tenants you have. I hope you're enjoying this nice summer weather. June is usually our busiest real estate month. So if you're thinking of selling, now is a good time to be talking to a realtor about getting your house on the market. We're seeing crazy multiple offers and some crazy numbers for sellers. As always, you can reach me at Dorothy Godin at remax.net or 705-561-2360. Take care.